Alright, hello everyone, once again. As I have said, we are going to have two streams today, as there will be no streams in the upcoming 3 days due to my playing in the Hungarian League. So, welcome to part 9, already part 9, of our 1d6 against everything speedrun on our way to 3000. And without further ado, let's start speedrunning. Yes, second stream, that's right, Octopus Garden. As I have said when I ended the last stream, I'll be back in 2 or 3 hours for one more episode. Hello, Shelling. The volume is somewhat low. It's not supposed to be. I don't know. C3, knight bd7, this is the line we are suggesting in the course, and then after knight to3 to follow up with d5, resulting in some extremely sharp positions, especially after d5, d4. Knight e5 is a bit if I remember correctly, a little bit quieter. And is this the line where we gave ed3 knight f6, or is it something else? I don't remember. I think it's not that. I think we just finished the development here. I'll need to remember the lines a bit better. It's hard for me to remember all the lines exactly in a couple of seconds, but yeah, I should try harder, I guess. Let's go g5. I want to get rid of this pin, and now just finish the development. Queen e7, maybe even long castles is an option. So I can take on g3 or play e3 first and then take on g3. How much sense does that make? Makes some. So let's see. Bishop d6, there's of course takes on d2, so I will take this one. Knight f1, I guess, will be played because this is hanging, and then I'm gonna retreat my queen. I don't know if to e4 or all the way back to e7. I mean, on e4 it looks more active. It also hits the g2 pawns, so let's try with that. We're back for the d. You played this guy. And 1 in 6 moves. I don't follow who I played actually, but if you say so, you guys have been following that more than me, I guess. Now I'll try to attack because it feels that my opponent's king is weaker than my own. Now let's go to e7. Queen d3, then I'm gonna go knight e4, I guess. Also, if something like knight e3 happens, then I can probably go g4. Let's give a check, and then fortify the knight with f5. Now, yeah, my opponent does get his pieces out, but my bishop is stronger than the knight, and my king is safer than my opponent's king, so I'm definitely happy with this position. I'm gonna go to d3 actually, not sure if it's best, but if king h2, then I'm gonna start the attack. If queen f7, then I planned rook f8 followed by queen d2, and I don't know, just don't believe that my opponent... this move I didn't see, that's a good move. Yeah, that's a good move. Now I have to play the endgame, which is not nearly as good as other things. Other things I planned. Okay, let's go. No, not h5. Probably I have to go rook d6. Okay, time to speed up. I don't remember that game with I mean, the knight you said on b4 and b4, but that's not how chess works. It had to be some different square. If two pieces could be on the same square, chess would change a lot. Still, my bishop is stronger than the knight, and my position is better, but it's a question how much better it is. F4, probably. Knight f5, is that the point? Then I can go, first of all, h5. Secondly, I can take, but let's go h5. Unless I'm blundering something, this should be really good for me. Then maybe h4 and h3 will be the idea later on. So here, the bishop I can also reinforce with d5 whenever I need to or want to. Let's go here. f3 is now definitely going to come. Okay, I say definitely, but f3, g3. Can't say I'm that convinced. Okay, let's go. I just wanted to stop c5, but now this of course helps really a lot. Okay, this is a better start than the previous part where I started with 2 draws. That was not ideal, and here we start off with a win, which is better. He went d4, d4 and b4, my 2 knights. I don't remember the game still. Hello Sigma, welcome. The Aliachin specialist is there. But we're not here to play the Aliachin. That's not what I wrote the Chessable course about, but on 1d6. So we're practicing that. Stockfish. Interesting name chosen by my opponent. Yeah, now they get some kind of... Okay, now we get kind of a different structure than previously, but still this is very viable and playable. Now we're going to try to bring the knight to c4 and then try to either attack with this, or if something like this happens, then to push f4, I think. I mean, knight e4 is tempting, honestly. More tempting because I want to go to d6 as well. So it looks like I should have a great position, honestly. Bishop d5 now, or bishop f4. Bishop f4 looks more normal. Maybe queen d2, just maybe bishop h6 can be played next. Rook e1, let's bring all the pieces into play. b5 is never possible because I can take. Why is my opponent blitzing out all the moves? Never thinks. Let's go c3 so that there is no knight d4 and so on later on. Maybe h5, bishop e4 can be an idea, although I'm not sure. Now let's try. We have to try something. Now I provoked f5. Now this will be weak, and I can maybe try to play double the rook to maybe double the rooks on the e file. What is this very strange play? But somehow my opponent my opponent keeps making great moves. Yeah, what to say? And it's always like 1 second per move, so... does it work actually? Like rook c1 and then a3, right? And I lose. Lovely. Then I have to go here, but I cannot go there because of a check on d4, obviously. This part of the play seems strange from my opponent. Now I should at least not lose. Hopefully. They can take everything, I don't care. You can take it, don't worry. Mr. Stockfish. This is why I don't like online chess. And now what? Now we just waste time or what? I wonder what the blitz rating of this player is. '50 move roll, they were moving the pawns, so no 50 move roll. Draw by stalemate. Okay. Let's keep going. Maybe I should write to chess.com and just ask if it's possible to play only title from now on. But speedrun is until 3000. If we ever get there, of course, which is questionable. Quite a lot. They're now playing the fianchetto. They're playing the fianchetto. King's Indian. So here, queen b7 fails to bishop e4, and here you also go bishop e4. And these positions are already preferable for black, so this is a great outcome out of the opening. And now we'll just follow up b6, knight c6, knight a5, and play against this bad structure. So to prove my point, I'll go here. Then we're gonna go here, put the knight on a5, and c4 is going to be weak forever. Our bishop is quite strong. So c5 or maybe queen c8, queen a6, but then my opponent could play c5, so I'll play c5 myself. Any taking would weaken this pawn as well. I'm not too worried about knight d5. Can I go here? No, I'll just stop. Knight d5, no nonsense, and then rook c8, queen c7, take here, and this will fall later on. So the opening was a huge success. This happens very, very often. If the opponents are not familiar with these plans and structures and they allow you knight takes c3, bc3, there I'm always happy. Always happy very quickly. Who is the strongest player I've beaten over the board? Probably Vasily Ivanchuk. So let's go rook d8. The bishop just hits a wall of pawns. And now I'm finally threatening to take there. That's why my opponent does this instead. Now I will go e5, and this is now should be taken in a couple of moves. I'm not 100% sure if I should go e4 or not, but let's go. Just so my opponent doesn't play e4 themselves, doesn't play this himself, or they play themselves, whatever you want to say. And now we can... maybe I was not supposed to go for this, because after queen e4, knight a3, rook a1. Yeah, why did I do this? I should have just defended the pawn first, and then everything would collapse a move or two later, but I forgot that my knight has nowhere to go. That's annoying. I'll have to go back now, and I'm still better, but I screwed up a bigger part of my advantage because of not thinking. Actually, I'm not sure that I'm still better now. Probably I am, but let's try to cause some problems here. Maybe queen g4, rook e4 can be an idea. Also, this is hanging. Yeah, knight f4. They go queen f3. Maybe queen f3, rook e4 is good. Do I take or do I go bishop e5 or h6? I guess I take and just continue with the plan. I don't know how my opponent defends this one. I could have taken it, like, I'm not seeing tactics either. But fortunately, strategically, I was winning out of the opening, so that helps. Yeah, these lines are quite thoroughly covered in the course. And I've won many nice games, and many easy games, even against stronger players, simply by following this plan. I don't see a real threat, so I'll just keep pushing. I still don't see a real threat. I want c1. If this, then I'm gonna go rook a1. I mean, I guess c1 is the easiest, right? Knight e7, go here. Could have also taken queen f2, I think. In this position, queen f2 was, I think, working, and it was also mate, but it was easier. Yeah, this was very easy and very nice and instructive for you, I think. Whenever they allow you to destroy the pawn structure, you're always happy, and black is already preferable or better, simply because of the structure, and you just have easy play, no counterplay, and white cannot attack you or anything or seize the space advantage. So yeah, it was very clean until this moment where I should just go rook e8 and then take this next move. And here I just allowed, rook e8, queen d3. In c4, queen d2, I thought I will just lose the knight. Queen c5, queen c1, rook e5, and go for this pawn. Okay, maybe. Okay, I'm still better, of course, I'm still better because of the strategical prospects, but it could have been easier still. This game, I think even the chat will be happy with. Let's keep going. Okay, 46. Let's see what they play. Now we get the bishop g4. We've only got the bishop g4 sideline or mainline once or twice thus far. G takes f3 is gaining popularity recently. People have started taking with the pawn and not with the bishop, and of course this has all been covered in the course. But yeah, with the destroyed pawn structure, you're not playing for anything immediate. You're just playing for You're just playing for these weaknesses in the end game. h4, I'll go h5, and now just bring the knight to these squares. Or where do they belong? On c5 and b4 probably, right? I guess. And then maybe we'll try to open the position later on. Alternatively, if I don't go for the plan of opening the position, the strategical plan can be the same as in the main line with queen e7, queen f8, bishop h6. Or in this case, I probably don't want to exchange it at all, I wanted to say, but now after bishop e5, like, what's the point? Now I got a beautiful pawn structure, got rid of the g7 bishop. c6 is probably good, then bring the knight here. cd is also, but I don't want to allow this knight. The Philidor is also like restricting this knight always. So I'll keep that here in the King's Indian as well. Try to just put the knight here later on and win the game like that. So my opponent wants to go here, 96, and then follow up with d7, or d7 immediately. King f8, queen d6, which I should probably not allow. Okay, let's castle. Now there is no real threat here. Now I cannot go knight e6, but I don't think it matters all that much. I'll go queen f6, rook d8, and probably this pawn will fall. Sooner or later, maybe I could have taken h4 as well, but this is, I think, more than good enough. Knight b4, knight d3 is also now an interesting thing to do. I actually like it quite a lot. Knight d3, and then collect the pawn, double the rooks. Yeah, this was very nice as well. Knight a4, I can take it, or just go rook d8, which may be easier. Take over the file. I'm what, 3 pawns up? No, 2 pawns up, with a better knight against the bishop. So we will call this a big opening success one more time. I guess this one is the easiest. Rook is hanging. Now I'll exchange the queens again, not to think about them, and then f3 or rook g3 or something. Doesn't matter at this point. It's all completely winning, unless I blunder something big. Big, it will be another win here. There we go. So yeah, sorry about that. Let me just update the win counter. Hello to Alimos, interesting to follow. If you don't mind me asking, what is the goal of this project? How far is it expected? So the goal is to promote the lines from my new Chessable course, co-authored by GM Parligras, which you can, when you use the Chessable command, the link will lead you there. And the point is to promote the lines, see how efficient they are from players starting from 800 to 3000 rated. That's the goal of the project. What a winning streak at this level, congrats. Yeah, okay, but it's easier when you know exactly what you're doing in the lines. Yeah, this was a good game. I think usually the best move here is f4, not bishop e3. Also, the co-author of the course, GM Parligras, had this position over on the board once in the European Championship. So this has been played before and it's all covered. Objectively, white is a bit better, but you have very nice strategical prospects with black, and you can always play for a win. And where it started to go wrong with white is, I think, this f4. Because now if bishop f4, then I can play maybe knight b4 trying to go bishop c3 or something, or just maybe like he opened my bishop, and or queen e7, queen f6, with these squares, and bishop d4. Now, taking was also fine, but bishop b5 just solidifies everything, and look at the pieces now. This bishop is bad, I'm a pawn up, and the knight is, like, defending e4, but other than that, nothing. So yeah, this was relatively clean. Let's keep going. With white, we're playing 1d3. With white, we are playing 1d3 just to mirror the lines from the course. Okay, playing them with an extra tempo. Yeah, considering the opponents are aborting big time, we can use the YouTube command where you can see all the parts of this speedrun, and the chessable command, which will lead you to the course 1d6 against everything. Why are people aborting? Probably because they see an untitled account and they want to play titled players because they're suspicious of untitled accounts. That would be my theory. Okay, a4. This has all been covered in the course when c5 is also included, and when I'm black. Knight here, there is also this, a4, a5, okay, fair enough. But now, if my opponent ever goes for c5, then this hole on b5 can be exploited. Maybe I can try to exploit it even now, and no, this was the wrong move. I hallucinated something after knight d4, knight h5. I hallucinated something. Okay, let's pretend it was all part of the plan, as we often do, and that it was the point to weaken the b6 pawn. I should have just played in a very normal way with either knight t5, which is probably best, or d4 or e4 or something. Really, f5. And if I take it, g takes, I can take here. Rook takes, I'll go g4, I think. Rook f3 doesn't matter, I'll take with the queen and it's an exchange. Otherwise, I'll take a pawn. So I don't believe in f5. It includes b4 and g4, Shellingford. It does include them. Buy the course and check it out. Yeah, maybe that. Doesn't matter. Okay, here. Take here. They cannot include this because of bishop g5. That was important. I mean, maybe rook e1, maybe knight h4, but knight h4, bishop d3. Okay, I'll go rook e1. Bishop d3, I want to have this still. And after knight h4, that would not be an option. Now, this could be a slight problem. How do we deal with this? I guess just make normal developing moves. That has never failed me before, making normal developing moves. And then maybe bishop h6 could be, because I have a bit less space. Let's go rook d1 first, so that this is defended. Knight c5. I planned queen c2, but then, yeah, I don't know if this was best. Now we don't have bishop h6. But I mean, I have the d4 square at least. I gave up the d3 square. Yeah, this was never clean, but I should have done a much better job with that pawn up. Now I don't like my position at all. What's this about? Rook e4. Rook e4, bishop e4, knight f2. Bishop c6, knight h3. Yeah, I don't think it works, so I think I have to go here. It looks ugly to come under the bishop, but I have to defend stuff. If you say so, Shellingford. The morning stream was much better when Katarina was here, right? And not Shelling with his trolling. Shout out to Shellingford92. Follow our friend Schelling and my teammate from the German Bundesliga. Let's block this bishop now. e4 is now hanging and knight d6 is hanging big time. This was, I think, a very bad strategical move. Rook e5, and okay, what if I just make any move? Let's say something like this. And how do they defend? Could have taken maybe immediately as well. But I want to know how they defend this next move. Yeah, sometimes they cannot play the games due to other obligations as well. Renowned worldly streamer. Yeah. That's why we raided Katarina and not Shelling, right? But guys, give a follow to Shellingford92. He's an international master, you can learn a lot from him. And most importantly, he doesn't play the London. Yeah, I should just play something normal, not knight b5. I hallucinated something after c6, knight d4, knight h5 was a blunder, and I hope that I will be able to go knight d4 and then knight e5 with a good control over the dark squares, but yeah, okay. It's hard to make such moves. What have I done wrong here? Where did the problem start? Here with knight c5. So it was just supposed to go bishop e3, which was my original instinct, but then I just said, let's develop both pieces at the same time, and then after knight c5 I suddenly realized things are not looking that bright anymore. Yeah, this was possible, so I expected something like this, queen d2, and played this with the two bishops and a pawn for an exchange. It's not like great, but it's not lost for me either. But when my opponent played c5 I was very, very happy, and now yeah, okay, h4 maybe not the best, but yeah, got the job done. Let's keep going. Not bad, only wins this part of the speedrun for now. Let's try to keep it up. Now with the 1d6 chessable course available, yeah, decent I am. We'll see them, we'll see how people will react to d6 when Shellingford starts playing it. Yeah, so this stuff again, what was wrong last time? Last time I played this stupid g4 move, and I was supposed to play... No, it was not this exact position, right? Okay, let's just go c3, d4, I don't care. I'll lose again on time. Hello to Sasha. Yeah, I'm playing the European, I got the confirmation yesterday. I mean, my instinct told me to open up the position now. But my reasoning tells me no. And g4 there is still this h5. Oh man. Okay, let's play for some counterplay done. To open up things. Okay, let's castle this actually. I wasn't sure whether to take and go for this one or to first castle, but I'll first castle. I just want to open things up while the king is still here. Maybe bishop d3, rook e1 as well can be considered. Actually, let's do that. Let's do just that. What's more, shelling himself, we'll see how he reacts when he starts playing it. Very, very good point there. Let's take this one. Rook e1. Knight e5 doesn't work because I can take twice and then there should be 5. So the king has to move probably to f8. And then I'll need to be clever, which is always hard for me. Let's try to bring another piece into play. How bad can that be? How bad can that be? And then take and finish the development. Maybe queen g3 is also good, just to force the king either to h6 or f8. Not sure, but knight c3 and knight d5, or not knight d5, knight d4 should also be very, very pleasant. So maybe just keep it simple. Ah, actually queen g4 existed. Didn't understand that. Fair enough. Let's get rid of the queen so this is not hanging. Now I can try to bring more pieces into the attack, which was the main point of this play. Let's go here, I guess. In h6, and then what? In d5, I don't believe in. No, I miscalculated something again, I think. Yeah, I miscalculated something again. Now I'll probably lose the game again, and yeah, here we go again. Here we go again. Instead of winning the game very nicely, but okay, against untitled it's just 10 times harder than against titled, that's surely a fact. Maybe I'll also start aborting these untitled players. That makes a lot of sense. Let's try to make a draw. Highly unlikely I'll succeed, but maybe. No, probably. But still, who knows. Yeah, and basically this is what online chess comes to. It comes to playing a video game. Who will click faster, which is why I hate it. Okay. This opponent is too strong. He beat you earlier today too. Really? 2-2. Fair enough. Why is it harder versus untitled? Don't ask me. That's just the empirical data. You have seen it already. Like the problems began when I d4. Strange. Problems began when I blundered this knight d4. This was all surely good. And then at some point I just blundered knight d4. I was just supposed to go queen h4 first, which I actually originally intended. But I wasn't sure what after h6 or something. I don't even remember what. This would be a win. But, and don't get me wrong. The opponent is not a cheater or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. Let's just keep going. Again, out of the opening, we had a great position, so that's important. Tamash, GM Banchu, welcome. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? Let's follow the strong Hungarian GM Tamás Banush, who just raided us. We are doing a speedrun here, playing 1d6 against everything, and 1d3 with white, following the lines from my published chessable course, co-authored by GM Parligras, and the lines used in this speedrun are lines from the course. You can use the chessable command, which will lead you to the course. You can also use the YouTube command to see the previous parts of the speedrun. Now we're at 2700, a bit higher. So yeah, hello to GM Yunhe, Suforki Chess. You always struggle against candidate masters, doing better against time GMs. Yeah. Hello, Cats play chess very well. Okay, let's keep going. Might be psychology. What's my main account on chess.com? I closed that one about a year ago. I stopped playing competitive online chess about a year ago. It was just bringing me way too much negative emotions. We have ideas of queen e8, queen a5, or if f4. I think it would be good to take here, and then maybe either bishop here or knight c5. Okay, maybe let's try knight c5. I'm allowing f5, which seems a bit scary because of the attacking potential, but I hope that I'll be able to get counterplay on this side of the board quickly enough for this not to become a problem. So let's try 6 b5. b4 is something I need to be aware of, but after knight e6, queen b6 can be. Actually, maybe b4, knight e6, f5, queen b6, there is c5 then. Queen b4, yeah, this is defended, so if this actually happens, I'll have to go to c7 back, which was absolutely not what I planned. This one I actually like quite a lot. Now I'll spend a move but fix this structure. And now I should be able to use these squares quite nicely. No, b3 and b4. For my pieces, this will be weak. Do we go queen b4 now? Probably yes. This attack can still be very dangerous if I allow my opponent to be fast with it. I could have taken on b2, but then rook b1, queen a3, my queen would be quite a bit out of play. But here I think I can take, but I'm not sure. Queen c4, knight b5 is no problem. Knight d5, knight d5, rook c4, knight e3. How is that position actually? Queen c1, I take there. Let's try it. Oh, maybe I just blundered some tactics. Knight d5, there could be bishop c5. Bishop c5, queen. Yeah, I'll have to check if bishop c5 was working. Here, I plan to take this rook at the start. Not sure which one to take, honestly. There's even a point to taking the bishop and then going b6 and d5 later on. Okay, I'll take the rook. I'm always too greedy, but it's hard to change who you are. And then play b6 and followed by d5. b6 was needed not to have rook c5. Of course, it's useful, but not competitively. I also play on an anonymous account on Lead Chess sometimes, but I don't play competitively or have a titled account. Let's go here. Attack the rook. Here. I think this works. It's queen c4. No matter when, I will have d5, I think. And queen c6 is not possible because the rook is hanging. The rook is hanging as well. So let's take, go d5. Knight b3. Fork was not working because then queen c4 would be a problem. Knight b3, queen c6, knight d2, queen d5. I can do it, but I don't want to give counterplay, honestly. I should have gone bishop g5. Didn't see that. Hope you'll forgive me. Let's go here. Maybe bishop d6 now. Why didn't I take the knight first? It's a very good question, which I cannot answer. Wait, what am I thinking about? Let's take the knight now. It's not best, but I have to do something. Queen h6, rook e7, I'll defend. And here, the king has to go back. Maybe rook e5 now, knight d3. I blundered again. And now we come back to the flagging part. Ugh. We will have to use some of the trickery, some of my old trickery, in order to not lose games. No, but this was like... What did we give in the course? Was it queen e8 here or knight a6? Don't remember. I think maybe it was queen e8 first. But yeah, the position was, I'm pretty sure, quite good. Here, knight d5, rook c, bishop c5. What was what I didn't see at the start. Then I thought to move the queen somewhere, but this looked very dangerous with d6 or dc6. So I don't know. The engine says it's fine, but I was not convinced. And this one, b6. This was actually better for white. After b4, I didn't believe this, honestly. Bishop g5 I didn't see at all. Even later on I didn't see it. Here it was surely a winning position for me. Should have taken on g3 first, of course. And now just bring the knight first to d3 or something. And I played this. Of course king g6 and then rook g5 is better. And yeah, I started blundering everything. Instead of going rook g6 here, I went rook g7. In the end there was a scramble. Not ideal. I'd I'd love to see how 1d6 does with the density of strong players the title Tuesday, and quite funny as this appears to be an uncommon opening. I mean, I've played it in classical over the board chess a lot. So it worked really well for me against GMs in classical chess. In Blitz, I also think it would work nicely. Why did I sacrifice the queen? Because I just thought that I can seize the advantage that way. I sacked the queen for a pawn, rook, and bishop, and I just thought that would be the best idea. If they play like this, then it's immediately a better position for black, because simply they get this kind of, let's say, a French defense structure where the bishop is stuck behind the pawns. Maybe I can take dc4 at some point as well, maybe now, and be a pawn up. Then h6, knight h3, bishop e6 to protect that pawn will be the continuation. Knight f4, bishop f7 to protect everything, and it should be not a clean pawn up, but a pawn up it is. Bishop d6, fe4, fe4, knight e4, take bishop g3. Let's try it. Not sure if it's good. It's still a big fight. I'm not winning or anything out of the opening, but I'm surely not worse. With d6 we again achieved what we wanted. That's one weird game. Yeah, nice save, right? Yeah, knight e4, bishop e4, and now I plan to take here, followed by queen h4 and king d7. I did calculate this, but I didn't think it was a problem. My opponent's queen is out of play. The knight is also hanging, but queen h4 is more important than the knight, I think. What's that opening called? Which one? Like, I mean, you just played d6 and this setup against the red t, if you mean the previous game. But other openings which are featured in the course are the Philidor after e4, and King's Indian after d4. So if I take, what happens? I don't see it, but it wouldn't be the first time I blundered something today. It wouldn't be the 10th time I blundered something today. Can I go to c8? Is that safer? And then cb7, bishop e4. King c6, queen a4, b5, bishop e4, king b6, there's bishop e3 in the end. Ugh, king takes here, king c7. I go king c7 first, wait. Why can't I do that? cb7. Actually, I did see this, but I forgot that my opponent can do that. Ugh. I didn't say it out loud, and then I completely forgot about this option. I'll get checkmated here probably now after a few moves, because I just blundered everything. But maybe not like this. No, this is even worse now, because yeah, I just blundered away the game for no reason. But of course, against Untitled, I will most often lose. So yeah. had the winning position here. Why didn't I take on h3? I didn't even see it. And then I suppose everything else was perfect chess by my opponent. Yeah, obviously. I'm a bit curious who these players are, if they're so strong. $2,100? Fair enough. No, I will start aborting. I will start aborting these untitled. Really. Happens to the best of us? Yeah, and it definitely happens to me. Let's play the same stuff once again. I didn't... Probably there is something better, but I didn't fully consider it or analyzed it after the previous game. Knight there. Let's go f6 and d4. Now if he takes, there will be weaknesses. So maybe what my opponent is doing is better. Let's try to cause damage with bishop h5. Can't guess any single move from this opponent and I always get outplayed. Oh well. Yeah, and I'm just lost after rook f8 or something. Probably I'm lost, I don't know. Chess is the most stressful game? Depends on the person. What's your plan with d6 tactically or positionally? It depends, like on the opening from your opponent. It can be very tactical, it can be very positional as well. Some Philidor endgames will always be positional, while some Rook g1 Philidors or something like that will always be very tactical. Yeah, this opponent is very strange, I agree. I don't know. You play on. This will happen in a speedrun, surely. I have no idea. I haven't developed a single piece in this game. So everything I've been usually saying is good, is in this case bad. And after queen h3 I can probably resign with a clear conscience. No, actually there is queen d5. I thought this takes, g3 loses to rook g3, but it does. There is queen d5 defending all of this, no? Or take the rook first. And then this. I don't know. Let's go queen f7 and take, I guess. Use some tactics in my favor. Alright, let's get rid of that queen. I don't want to see it anymore on the board. And now I have more rooks, so it should be good. Strange stuff and strange play. Double digit in losses. Yeah, there will be triple digits by the time we reach 25, when we reach 3000 or whatever. So basically, this is all best. And I'm dead lost, and rook g4, queen g6. Okay, that was harder to find. I found some nice defensive stuff, I guess. Okay, let's keep going. Doesn't matter, like, who cares? Let's just keep going. It's important that the opening works very nicely against all of the players. That's what's important. You're streaming this speedrun for 10 days and already 2800? That's insane. Why? Is it like, does it take more for other people who are doing speedruns? I don't know, I never did a speedrun before. So we'll use this setup again. This setup I'm always using against all of these openings. And then c3, knight d2, and so on. And then d4 later was always called for. d5 I don't believe in. This almost always gives a favorable version of the French structure, as we have seen 22 times already on this speedrun. This time it's a bit different because the pawn is an e4. I'm not sure if that matters all that much. Okay, let's take. I don't see the problem with it, but maybe there is something. Chess.com can't find any opponent. Yeah, there are opponents still. So here I plan to take bishop e4, and then I planned this one. Bishop c6, bishop b5. Well, but it's probably fine for my opponent because bishop c6, bishop b5, takes, queen d7, I have to trade, and rook d7, rook d1, I don't have anything. I lost the attacking potential and everything else. Okay, not well played by me. This was not well played by me. Something went wrong somewhere in that game. It takes super long, excluding Hikaru, of course. Yeah, of course, now I missed some more tactics. Lovely. And what's even worse is that after some queen c2, there is bishop c5 again, and I lose. So I don't enjoy doing it, but I have to part ways with the queen again. Let's try to solidify with g3 and just somehow try to hold a fortress, which I don't know if it's possible. But we can try. Definitely something went wrong there. I'm not sure what exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I never watched speedruns from other people. This is the first time I'm doing it. I don't know what to expect, how strong the opponents will be, etc, but we'll see. Ah, I was not supposed to play this, right? Maybe it's still fine. After takes and king f2. Takes here, I can take that one, right? I might lose the rook somewhere, but here, if I go here, I'll lose the rook. Yeah, then the whole position is bad, because queen e3 comes... Can I go... No, king f3, there is queen b3, of course. There's always something. Now after queen e3... Why queen c6? Now I get the rook defended. Okay, I get that they can draw the game, but... I mean, if I get greedy, I'll lose. So. Anyway, my opponent will try to win, so... What went wrong there? I'm very curious because I know I had a great position out of the opening. AGM, Annual General Meeting. There is some arena title. I'm not sure. Some FIDE online arena titles, which I'm not sure how they work. Never checked on that, but some people have that. That can be recognized as the real title. So after the opening, it was of course very good. And what went wrong now? I should just... So probably I should just go bishop d3 and not touch this. And then if they play something like this, then you get an amazing French. I was worried about some knight b4s and so on. The engine just says it's fine. Okay, you live and learn. And later on, I just didn't see... Knight d6, I didn't think it was too good. Queen c3. And this one, I just didn't see rook d4. And yeah, then just lost. The fortress doesn't really hold up, but then later on I somehow defended it. Here queen e3 loses on the spot. That one I know. Okay, let's keep going. I have a queen and can in both games and can't win. Yeah, I mean, out of the opening, I'm always getting winning positions. Let's see against Ilya Smirin, the strong Israeli GM, how he will react. How he will react to my Philidor course. Let's play the ED4 line. I've promoted the C6 line more. Now it's time to promote the ED4 and knight E5 line. A bit more. Then you go rook e8, put the knight here, and the idea will be bishop d7 and something like this to hit on the pawn later on. Hello, Ilyash Plays Chess. Thank you so much for raiding with a party of 10. Just one sec. With a party of 4. Just one second. Let's give a shout out. Welcome everyone who is new. Okay, this is I think still recommended in the Wesley So course against the Philidor. In Wesley So's 1e4 course. I think this is the line suggested. After g3, what were we supposed to be doing? c6, I think now, because now if we go for c5, this bishop will be strong. But if you look closely, white played here, g3, and here instead of going on move 5 g3 and just bishop g2. So we also achieved something. It's not like only white achieved something. And then I'm gonna play this slow old plan with rook d8, bishop c8, and then see whether to go for d5 or maybe just improve the position. h5, h4 is very often an idea here. Might try it now as well. Knight f5, why can't I go d5? I don't believe him, honestly. This knight is a problem. No. How was your streaming? Just play chess. Play chess. Thanks again for the raid. Queen g5. There is queen f2. There is bishop f5. Several tempting options actually. Guess my opponent is counting on some knight h6, queen f6, but both squares will be covered, no? This is the positional approach, which is probably sound, but I don't really believe him. I'll take this. For example, rook e2. Rook e2. Okay, I'm probably way too greedy now with all of this, but let's see. If I get checkmated, I get checkmated, that's fine. So now this needs to be defended with either d4 or d4. d4 looks way more logical, just to close the bishop as well. But even if the bishop is open, this is what I said earlier, these two squares are covered. And knight d5 is a problem. Let's see that move. That will be a problem. However, still, this is all covered, as I have said several times before. Not sure that I'm lost. Let's see. Big tactical fights are very often what you can expect in the Philidor. This one? No, I'll just kick the queen, no? This has to be very good now. Okay, 7 takes here. Now I'm up 15 pawns with a winning position. Okay, take it. Take it, go queen e5, then h4 later on. Here. Ah, this one is hanging. I don't like to allow rook f5, but I have queen c7, and then h4 is still a threat. I didn't see this move. Come on, why am I blundering so much? From great positions. Probably I'm still winning. There is rook g5 and all kinds of different ideas. But I messed up big time. b4. No, that was a bad move, I think. Might get flagged. I might get flagged in this game. Oh, takes? Really? This will help. This will help. But I messed up the time trouble again. That factor is what often haunts me. I think I did deserve to win this game though, because that was so winning for me before the time trouble. Was amazing, got 2000 blitz today. Yeah, well done. Well done. I'm trying to get to 3000, but yeah, who knows. Okay, this was a very, very interesting game, and it finally shows how GMs deal with the Philidor. So maybe Smirin was familiar with Wesley So course. I'll have to maybe recheck this line again. These positions are a bit passive, But still, you have no weaknesses and you just search for counterplay. d5. Queen f2 was best. Bishop f5 is probably good as well. But yeah, knight h6, I understood that both of these squares are covered, and even if I just go bishop e6, like, there's no threat. But d4 is, of course, I wanted to say best, but the engine doesn't agree with me. Rook d7 has not occurred to me, I can tell you that. But rook d7, the point is just to have bishop g7 next move. Yeah, this was now really, really good. All until I allowed this this rook h5 and rook f5. Now it was a fight, and of course my opponent, by trading the queens, it helped me a lot. But of course, I should just play any other move here. Like ba4 was probably the easier one. Then just c5 and later on pick up the pawn in the game like this. But in time trouble, you can hardly blame me. I think. Okay, let's keep going. At least flag is quick. Yeah, Smirin picked. Okay, against this I'll seize space, against these kind of hippo nonsense, and we have said to seize as much space as possible against such systems. d4. This is not really covered in the course because basically you always get a winning position out of the opening, and then it's just about converting it if they play such systems. So d3, f3, e4 with bishop g3, but somehow I don't want to open up the position. Okay, I'll play like this then. Somehow I don't want to open up the position. It feels like with more space, the pure strategical approach should be good as well. I'm tempted to go g5 to just stop f4 forever. Let's go queen d2 first. Eye the pawn. Now just something. Double the rooks maybe. If f4 is played, I just think that I have way too many pieces on this side of the board for this to be a concern. But let's see. Maybe. I played this on instinct, not on calculations. I might be wrong. Might be horribly wrong. So what is the best way? What's the best way to do this? There are a lot of threats now suddenly. Okay, I'll just protect this pawn. Now I want to move the bishop to b8. After e5, I'll go here, attack the knight. And then I'm going to sacrifice some material here. Not much of a choice I had there. Let's take this one, and then follow up with knight f4, I guess. Not sure how bad this is for me, but it's not what I wanted out of the opening which I had, that's for sure. Knight h3 is possible. I mean, I don't know. I want to bring the other knight into play, but I'll lose on time if I keep thinking. Yeah, I live in Croatia. The position looked good until it didn't. That's basically it. Take rook here. Now I want to go to h6 and maybe try for queen h2. I'll still try for it. Now I need to bring the knight. With this bishop locked down, I'm not sure how bad it ever was for me. I have to be a bit careful about back rank problems. Yeah, I don't know. It's always hard to defend, no matter who you are or what the position is. It's never easy to defend. Okay. And like, of course, now compared to compared to normal stuff, I'm a tempo down because of d5, d6, d5. But when they play such systems, you just have like, okay, e4 was here immediately winning. I didn't do it, and then somehow, for some reason, I allowed so much counterplay. Bishop g4. There has to be something tactically. Like bishop e5. Just with these pieces, with all of my pieces ready and all of his pieces not, but I couldn't really find a good plan. And after knight f3, knight h5, it was still not so bad. 97, 97, knight f5, knight e3. That did occur to me, but I thought it way too slow. Yeah, this position is maybe even winning for me. It's like hard. So queen f2. Queen f2. I planned this one to make a draw, but there is bishop g2, which I didn't even see, and after rook f6, queen e1 probably. Yeah. But of course, this helped really a lot. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, can I play knight e4 there? Yeah, maybe. Alright, let's keep going. Somebody is playing my system against me. Okay, against all of this, as we have said, we are using this same system. Now bishop e3, is there some problem after takes d5, e5, knight h5? Bishop g5 could be potentially a problem. Could have done this immediately, but no, c4, there is takes and knight h5. Let's think a little bit about this. I'll take on e5 then. Maybe play bishop g5. This pin can be annoying sometimes. And then I'll try to reroute the knight somewhere. g5 is double-edged. It could be good, but it's at least double-edged. So my opponent doesn't care about this, probably rightfully so. Let's go here, try to go knight c4. Pure positional chess. Really? But the queen cannot get trapped or something. Okay, the queen can get exchanged, but this position should be really, really good if I understand anything about chess. Okay, now I go some rook d1 or something. And seize more space with the two bishops. This endgame, I cannot possibly believe that I'm not quite a bit better. Quite a bit better in such endgame. But okay, we know how I am with endgames. We've seen that many times. So if I screw it up, don't blame d6, blame me. Let's go here. Reinforce the pressure. Bishop d5, there might be knight f6. Bishop d5, take, knight f6, bishop c6. still good, I think. Or I can even take this one later on. This player's name is banned in Shelling's chat. Copy that. Let's take this. And now probably e5, 95d loses. And I just want to play bishop c6, and this pawn chain looks quite devastating, honestly. Now I'll just bring the king closer. Ah, this one I was not supposed to allow. Let's go rook e1. Take this. Give a check. Probably knight c5, but I'm not sure. I mean, I might lose this game on time, so I need to speed up. Rook e4. Didn't play this well at all. Messed up the whole advantage. Of course, they will try to flag me, as expected. But this endgame now, shouldn't it be better for me with such an active king? And they go c4, c5, d5. Maybe they can hold it, but I would not like to be black. Should have gone king d5 probably. I mean, let's see. Knight g2 is probably the best move. Let's see how the flagging will work for my opponent. Quite nicely, I guess. Not sure about that last move by him, though. Okay, what can you do? Wait, is it winning now? Could be. Could be, could be. Okay, take it. There we go. How did I manage to mess that one up? Like, great position out of the opening, so c3 maybe just... c3 was fine. h3 is maybe not needed, just fe and bishop g5 immediately. Here it was also not bad. Queen a4 is not a good move. Knight h2 I considered, but knight h2... Knight g4. But what's the threat? Like, if they play something. Knight e3 this way, so leave one knight in d2 and then the other one to c3. Yeah, makes some sense. But this endgame has to be very good for me. That I'm 100% sure about. Yeah, here after this I understood rook c1 was probably not good because it gives up the c5 square. And there was knight b6 here. b6 is just horrible strategically, but I messed it up big time here when I allowed f6. Yeah, and then, okay, it was still pleasant, but nothing too dramatic. Now king d2, there was a knight trap. Yeah, okay, you'll forgive me, it was just... this one I did see. This one would have been a huge problem because then I'm not in time to defend this pawn, but my opponent fortunately didn't see it. Why will he try playing on like that? Why not? mean, I don't know. Actually, on chess.com it's different, right? On Lichess, it's a loss if the knight is. Okay, I don't know. It was way easier actually. If you look at the games today, it was much easier to come from 2700 to here 2777 than from 26 to 27. From 26 to 27, I just played badly and blundered everything. And now until 2800, it was like a walk in the park for now. Lichess makes sense, but here it makes zero sense. I don't know. It doesn't matter all that much. Online chess is. It's good, as Schellingford said, it's good for practicing openings, new lines, new ideas, but for playing competitively, just go over the board and play there. That's my advice, which helped me. Now there are no opponents again. You're picking up all the throwing games and rarely throw yourself. It's true that I didn't blunder as much as in the morning session, but I still blundered quite a lot. I actually wonder if I'll get. Thus far, I only got. Only one player was banned and I got the points back. But I wouldn't be surprised at one point that I just get like 50 more points refunded. Yeah, like, it's nice to have a high rating, but just play over the board. That's real chess. That's where things are. Why are there no opponents? Chess.com, let me know. How do I get an opponent? Maybe I start challenging. Nakamura is online. It's been so long since I challenged anyone here in chess.com. Okay, we'll try refreshing then. That helped in the morning run. Okay. Until this gets settled and I get paired, not much I can do, so now it's time for questions, comments, complaints, and everything else from the chat. What's my highest online rating from before I deleted the account? 30, something like that. You can check it. You can check it somewhere there. It doesn't lead to my account because I closed it, but that's somewhere you can find it, that's for sure. It was above 3,000, that's for sure. Hello to Okatoni Chess. Is your chessable course suitable for someone rated 1200 in correspondence chess, 2300 in puzzles? I think so. I think it's especially good for beginner and intermediate players because, as I have said many times during the speedrun, it's very easy to learn it. The ideas and lines are and you have a complete repertoire against everything for black. You can use it with white as well with 1d3. So I think it's very good for everyone. It's good for me as a GM, but I think it's also good for beginner and intermediate players. Do practice at home on the board as well sometimes. I mean, whenever I can, I try to use the board, but at home, I'm very rarely at home. That's the first thing. So, but I like to analyze and play over the board much more in general. But at home, I don't really do that. When I'm in tournaments, then I try to as much as possible. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. It's been like 5 minutes, and I didn't get an opponent. I was getting them normal. It's like minus 150 points. Okay, finally. Someone from Croatia. Funny. But anyway. Anyway, now I'll get less points for a win. Oh, this one. Isn't this one supposed to be quite good immediately? After takes and rook e8? Or did they walk into something? Maybe I walked into something. Maybe I was supposed to go c6 first. I'll check it out in the course, but here takes queen c4, d5, knight d5, knight e5. I wanna know. Maybe I just lose, but I wanna know if I'm that insane. Maybe I'm actually that insane and this is just losing for me. So of course not takes, this is mate. Going back also doesn't help, right? Yeah, indeed. How about this one? Then just takes. Yeah, I probably walked into something there. This line is not supposed to be good, but it just don't. I don't even know how to defend now. I cannot defend. I'll check all of this out in the course. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, it could definitely suit you well. This game I just lose against untitled, of course. So what? This is actually a line, right? Yeah, I'm supposed to go c6 first. c6 and then what's the line? Some rook d1 is the line. This is the line, and now rook e8. Not immediately rook e4 and rook e8. It's first c6, rook d1, and I forgot about this. Okay, now I lost like a huge bunch of points. That's why I was putting the rating range lower before. Because if you get paired against some untitled who beats you mercilessly, then yeah. Sorry, I'm not playing against the viewers. As I've said, this is a speedrun, not a playing versus viewers stream. There are many people who are doing that, though. You can easily play with them. Croatian players are tricky. Yeah, crazy tactics. Yeah, I just mixed the line. I mean, I know we analyzed this, and it's very, very well explained in the course, but in a blitz game, it's kind of hard to remember. So just c6, rook d1, and then ed and rook d8 because of this trick. Fair enough. Fair enough. Again, untitled players come to show. Okay, let's just play this one. These endgames can be quite comfortable because you will fill up with c3, which will quite successfully block this bishop and also stop this knight. Let's go bishop f3 to protect, and then with this bishop locked down, I'm not sure about e5 when I bring the knight. So wait, knight b5 and then what? What am I missing? This is hanging, rook c8 also, and long castles. Like, that's a pawn, if I can count. Maybe my opponent wants to go for counterplay, but or maybe I just blundered everything again and I'm losing. This pawn will fall. So yeah. What can I even do? Take here. Strange game. A very strange play. Rook e5, what's there to think about? Yeah, I keep losing. I started losing now. A lot of games. I'll try to search for counterplay for this against this king. But in reality, oh, there's knight d3 here. Not much I can do anyway. Oh, hello to everyone who, and thank you to everyone who came with Evgeny Shuvalov's raid. Thank you very much for dropping by. Let's give a shout out to. Let's give a shout out to. This should work. Let's guys follow Mr. Shuvalov. I'll be the first one to do that. Yeah, this is of course completely busted position. That loss for me. 94. Yeah. Not much. Maybe I can win on time. If I'm very fast, because if my opponent keeps spending time as they're doing like 3 seconds per move, then I might have a chance. Not a big one, but small one. Maybe go a5 at some point. Okay, bishop d4 is winning. Everything is winning. So king f3, there is even bishop d5, so I have to go here. So I can take this one. But of course this is this is so lost, like bishop d3 or rook e8 or whatever. Like this, it's probably not lost. Oh, actually it still is. There is rook d8, it's bishop d4. Time is my only hope, so I'll try to play quickly. What can I do? Very strange game, I don't know. Very strange game, I don't know what was going on there. Sorry that I wasn't talking, but yeah, so the endgame can be comfortable, but here I was just completely outplayed. Like, pawn up, but that lost position quite quickly. Yeah, this was perfectly played. I don't know. Yeah, so and now first they play like this and then they start to insult you. That's online chess for you. That's online chess for you, guys. That's why I stopped playing it so long ago. Uh, okay, let's block and report for both this and for this as well. Let's keep going. Delete all of those messages. I should not. I should ignore them. But what can you do? This is online chess for you guys at its best. That's like, it was very enjoyable for me to work on this course. It was very enjoyable for me to play it in the Bundesliga, wherever else, to use it, to work with Mircea. It was all very nice, but this part is honestly like the worst part of the whole project. Not gonna lie, because it's simply that I have to play. Okay, now we're going to actually transpose into this line after knight a3. Uh, this is actually, because I played a4 and a3, this is actually a complete transposition to the main line we have suggested. We have suggested in the course with the black pieces. Bishop there. So knight c4 we played, right? Knight c5 with black. And now this is, if I remember correctly, this is supposed to be the move. And then you solidify this with b6 and try to go king f8, knight g8, bishop h6, or of course now in white, so it's different, but that's the plan. Now I'm attacking here, f6, h4 or knight g1, h5 or knight g1. It's a bit like, I know I had this position. We analyzed this position with colors reversed, so it's just so weird to have it like this with white. Okay, let's try to. I was not supposed to allow this. I was supposed to play something else, probably. Queen c6. So let's go knight f5. I mean, I can take this and go knight e7, but wait for bishop c3, then I'll go knight e7. If I can be. Knight d6 maybe? No, I don't like that strategically. h6, g6, like where knight g7 also not ideal. Bishop h3. Now the problem is that there's bishop h5. I can't find a good move now. Messed somewhere up. Knight d6. I don't like it, but what choice do I have? Just couldn't find a good move. Strategically, you should keep this blockade as much as possible, not to remove it, but probably knight g1 and bishop h3 and not h5. was stronger. Yeah, okay, we don't care. We don't care. We have more important things to worry about than people insulting us. Come on. We need to get to 3,000. That's a long, long road. Now I'm parting ways with a pawn. And they got completely outplayed here. Let's go h6, g6, knight d6 now. And then knight c4. It's still a fight. This is still a fight. There will be bishop h3, f5 a threat. Take it. This looks nice, but my opponent needs a breakthrough. I will not ask anyone. I don't talk to people who insult me. Why would I do that? Let's go here, attack the rook. Take the rook. Why did you take instantly on f6? This is the line we were suggesting in the course with black against the kings in the end. That's the whole point. No, it will not be just very good for white. I mean, if you have extra tempo. The point is that you have not castled yet. So then you can go this h4, and then if they play something normal, then you go here and you exchange these bishops. We've had this several times in the speed run thus far, and it's all covered in the course very nicely. So yeah, I think that's I think I was supposed to go for this. No, not here. Did I mess up somewhere? Yeah, b3 was not needed. I didn't need to play b3 because that was a weakness later on. And now you go knight g1 and here. And okay, the engine prefers slightly black, but you can imagine endgames with this knight being better than this bishop always. And I don't mind playing it. Yeah, good game. It was not a good game, but we got the win. Don't think I updated the win counter, right? Hello to Emilius Centurio. Let's keep going. 27-81. Yeah, because I lost that one game because I misremembered the Philidor line, I lost like 11 points. Now in order to get all of that back, I need to win 5 more games. So. Yeah, it doesn't matter, a win's a win. Emilios, by the way, I'm not Romanian, I'm Croatian. I have the Romanian flag because the co-author of the course, GM Parligras, created the account. Romanian flag remained. Yeah, you saw the flag. I know that salute is Romanian hello, but I'm Croatian. But don't worry, GM Parligras will also be making his own speedrun to 3000. Now, apparently we again have a problem with finding opponents. Is it like connected with this, or is it just... Yeah, maybe it's connected with this. Maybe there was just no 2700 plus. Let's keep going. 1d6. I'll probably stop at 2800 when we reach there and continue on my way to 3000 next week after the Hungarian League. But maybe I'll try to 2850 if... Okay, let's take here. Today I feel like playing the d4 line a bit more. It worked against Mirin, so why wouldn't it work here? Against the immediate bishop b3, it's always good to go c5, and now you can take, go c4, bishop a2, d5, and look at this now. This bishop is completely stuck behind the wall of pawns. You have a great center, and with black you're almost winning after very few moves. So I will call the opening a great success once again. Speedrun beyond 3000. 3000 is the goal, that's it. Now the knight should come to b4, I think, to protect the d5 pawn. considering a4 is played, nothing can remove it. And yeah, then I don't have to worry about this anymore. I'll go h6, rook e8, try to exchange these bishops. Okay, b3. So what's going on after d4? Knight b5, d3. I want to know. I don't think, I think this is a bluff. Quite a big one, honestly. I don't believe any of this. Even c3, if you sack this pawn, this bishop will remain complete garbage. And I don't even want to do that. I want to go d3 and then keep the passed pawn alive. Wait. This cannot possibly be any good. So take or d2, rook e2, and first a6, then knight c3. There has to be something winning here, but I don't see it. Why do I not see it? Some bishop c5. Can I exploit this square? No, probably not. Funny. Okay, I'll go a6 then. Force the knight. This move, I just thought... Oh, I'm actually hallucinating. I thought this was... d2 was the problem with this, but the bishop covers the square. Okay, I'm hallucinating. This is not ideal. Then I'm gonna go b5. And take 6, try to exploit the spin. Your elo is better than Gotham's? Yeah, this... I just screwed this up so badly. I had a winning position. And I messed it up so badly. I don't know why I'm playing so badly. My apologies to the viewers. I wish I could get to 2400. We'll see if I get to 3000. We will see. I don't promise anything. You see how much I'm blundering stuff. Blundering every single tactic my opponents play for. We need another GM Chess.com account. Oh. Let's go here. Rook d5 I can take, and then there is the back rank problem. So I might have improved my position a bit, but we'll see. I'm not certain about anything yet. Why does this work? It does not work. I'm very happy to see that. Maybe I get the win. Maybe it sounds cocky, but I deserved this. I deserved this win. I think I was completely winning out of the opening. Like, completely winning. Oh well. No human can control it, it's magic. Why? This was such a good position. Like, they need to go to e2 now, then you go bishop e6. This is all, of course, covered in the course. If knight f3, there is bishop g4, and this one is immediately, like, quite bad knight before. But what have I done wrong? Like a6 and just cb, yeah, just cb or cb immediately, and just play this position normally. Everything is left so nicely protected. I completely hallucinated because I thought that I have d2 and then c3, but the bishop covers the square. I didn't see it. There, like any move is good here, except what I played. Okay. No, don't tell me I'm facing an untitled player again. Okay, let's go e5. Keep the fiddler going. Today is the day for ed4 lines. Yesterday I played, and again they were playing this stuff, which is just not good. Often they play knight f5 here, and then you take, go c4, bishop a4, a6, and you just win. And here, yeah, this is very similar to a game we've had quite recently, where also I played knight fd2 with white, knight fd7 here with black. And then just try to exploit this. What's the best continuation? This is very good, but take bishop g5, maybe bishop g3, queen f6. Let's try that. Somehow I like it, but maybe it's not so good. Bishop g3, queen f6, this is hanging. And now I get in some h5, h4, and bishop f4 later on. My opponent can start doing this stuff, but why is this good? Oh, so just... the point is just to continue playing like this as if nothing happened. Okay. That makes some sense, but now I go here. No, I should not have gone there, because now after knight d5 this hangs. Okay. Now I have to take on g3, which was something I tried to avoid for the whole game because of this square. How did I mess it up against Sauer? I guess it's not so bad, but it should have been much better than what I have now. Yeah. Guys, use the YouTube and Chessable commands to see the course, and the YouTube for seeing the previous parts of the speedrun in case you missed them. c4 maybe. Let's try to go c4, knight c5. This bishop could be under attack in no time. Not sure where is it gonna go exactly. Knight b6 was of course possible. Yeah. So on YouTube the previous parts of the speedrun have been uploaded, except the one I did in the morning. That will be on YouTube tomorrow, and this current one the day after tomorrow. Several tempting options actually. Maybe I should have moved the knight somewhere first. Okay, let's go knight g4. Bishop c6 will probably be played. And then I go for this one, threatening rook h2, and if rook h1, then I can take here. I didn't see queen c3. Messing up stuff again. Feels like I have something now. Probably I don't. It's not ideal, but I have not lost yet. No, now I'll probably lose. No, I blundered. Because this is still hanging. Yeah, now it's strategically lost in the end game. But we'll fight on. No worries. In time scrambles, I've often gotten the better of my opponents. Today, at least. Yesterday, no, but today, yes. Let's take with the king and then take on b4. e5, a4 maybe? Did I just blunder something big time? Maybe. No time to think. I'm not proud of that game, that's for sure. What went wrong? Having a great position. Knight at d7. Rook b8. Just defend stuff and wait for them to move, and they cannot move anything. And a6 or what? Or now maybe just this and queen f6. Without ever having to worry about the pawn. I also could have played take c4 and enter this and enter something like this, but I have to give up a pawn, which I'm not a fan of. Still, what I didn't see was bishop b4 followed by bishop c3, which is probably very good strategically. So yeah, not the opening is not the problem. I'm the problem again. That was lost, to be fair. Of course it was lost. That was dead lost for me. This is the game for 2800, if we can get it. Now they want to go for e5. This is the line in which I'm going to take the bishop pair and then follow up with knight d2, b3, bishop b2, e3, queen e2, etc. e3 first maybe. Okay, knight g8, now I'll take b3. And now we just played this double fianchetto, which we have used 25,000 times already during the speedrun. And you play quite a comfortable position, but also a very positional one. There will be no tactics here. I'll have to positionally outplay the opponent if I want to win. Let's try to go for long castles and king b1. Not sure if it's the right approach, but so after g5 I should go, I'm pretty sure, for f4, for h4. Knight f3, knight f6 maybe. But still, doesn't matter. No, knight g6, just fighting against my idea. Also makes a lot of sense. How do I keep The knight could come here, that I don't want to see anytime soon. So I'll go e5, then the bishop looks nice here, but it cannot move anywhere. I'll try to play around it if I can, maybe exchange the queens with queen e1. But with the two bishops, you usually don't want to close the position, you want to open it, and I just closed it. Somehow I'd like the bishop to go to d3. I have to exchange the queens if I want to do that. So I'll take with this rook. This one will, I think, be needed to protect h3. I don't care about a4. There will be no attack, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's go here. If I'm able to take okay, I'll go knight g1. Not sure but whether this is good or not, but knight e2, knight e4 seems like at least a possible plan, if not a good one. f6 is a potential idea for black, but then maybe I can still go knight e2. Okay, let's see. Knight f3. Probably rook d1 or something. And if I can... Okay, take this. Go bishop a2. If I can attack this pawn with some rook d4 or bishop c1, it can be very good. Knight h4. Trying to go f3. I'll go f3 myself. I'm giving up this square, but I think it's more important that the knight doesn't come here and then some b4 or whatever in the future. Yeah, this. Now this is well protected. I again feel like I messed up completely. I'll try to go b4 if possible. Maybe play on this side of the board now. The two bishops can still be an asset. So let's see. Hello to Brazilian Monk 1. At least I'm up on the clock. I'll play every game for the clock from now on. That's the only way I can win. Let's put this knight into a mask, or how do you say that? Okay, let's just play bishop d3. Knight c3, go king up or something. Also, I can think about this one and then bring the rook to b1. It also looks like an interesting option. Let's try that. Knight c5. Let's go back. Now I can start taking, no? Oh man, oh man, oh man. So bad. So much blundering by me. So much blundering by me. Yeah, I cannot even move a piece now. $2,900, really? If you say so. So the problem was, yeah, of course I had a much better position after the opening, but e4 was probably, like, why would I give up the c4 square? I can go queen e2 first, or c4, or something. There is no need to give the square. Later on I was probably worse, and then this time scramble. Just don't blunder a piece in one move. Yeah, that was close for a flag, but like I just didn't play well out of the opening. After I got a great position, then I played d4, which makes no sense. Don't tell me I have to play an untitled player again. Okay, now we get one of the sharpest lines we have seen in the Philidor, and that is rook g1 and g4. The point of the whole line is to just launch a quick attack, and the c6 h6 approach has been quite well and thoroughly analyzed in the course. If knight d4, knight d5 is the idea. If queen takes, then queen b6. Queen b6 is the idea. Queen d6. Now if they go for the g5 push, they immediately lose because I can go knight e5 and deflect this queen, which I'm definitely gonna do. Deflect this knight. So queen b6, I can include this, then it falls apart. This also falls apart. This is the only way to like keep the game going, but then you go knight g4. Then they have to go queen e2. Soon enough, it's quite lost. Yeah, rook g2, then you take here. This is one of your top favorite openings. Then use the chessable command and check out our course on this for the black pieces. You see, you can get the winning position on move 9 if you play it. This has happened in my games many times, that they just walk into this and I just get the winning position after 9 moves. So yeah. Here, queen e2 or what? This works. Why does it work? It does not work. Okay. This game will be in the best games of the speedrun, that's for sure. So I basically just had to know the theory and I was winning. That's how things often go here. They should now take queen d6, a b6, g5, and then you have some equal endgame. But if they go g5, then they're just lost. Here, rook h3, not rook h1. Rook h3, knight f3. That's the point. And queen e2. I mean, I saw this one, but I didn't see this one at first. Now the engine showed me. Okay. Anyway, we got the win. Yeah, that was nice tactics. That was brilliant, but I didn't have to calculate it. I knew it. That's the that's the good thing. Just because of this chessable course. Let's try to win this game and then stop at 2800 if possible. Last time I played this endgame, which did not go my way, but let's see, against a title player it should be much better. One can only hope. I guess I should not take. Let's go knight c3. c6, then I'm gonna go knight f3. Usually I prefer to go c3, but this way I'll force my opponent to either take and weaken some squares, or to go knight d7 and block this bishop. Let's go here. Maybe I want to take the knight, maybe not. I have not decided yet. But I want to long castle, that's for sure. I'll take it. Bishop e5 is also interesting, not to allow bishop c3. castles. Bishop c3, bc, bishop a2. I don't believe in it. Everything I know about chess tells me it's wrong. But I don't want to give up material. And that's gonna cost me in my career, but okay. I would just want to keep the structure bad for my opponent and exchange the bishops. I'm expecting f6, and then I haven't decided whether to go yet. I'll go here and then long castle, I guess. Now I'll try to follow up with some rook e1 or knight a4, knight c5 maybe. Let's try this. Okay, let's go knight c5. This is now also defended. a6 is hanging. I'll go rook e1, put the last piece into play. Now knight a6 is a problem. Knight d7 can also be a problem, because how is my opponent defending this? Rook e6 or what? And maybe I can go e5, f5, knight f6, take. It actually looks very good, unless I'm blundering something. And rook e6, e5, fe, I5 immediately. Okay, but isn't this great in many different ways now? Okay, maybe it's not. Just 1 second. Okay, I'll keep it simple, I guess. Just bring the knight here, bishop d5 will be played. And I'll try to grind out this endgame. Maybe g4 first. Let's try g4 first. Again, the time is a problem. Let's go here now, attack the pawn. b3, c4 is the idea. c5 should be played by my opponent probably, then I have to go back, or okay, maybe not, but now what happens is, where is this bishop going? I'm trying to trap it, of course I cannot, but I messed up the whole game actually with this, and I will lose it on time. Okay, no 2800 for me, at least not yet. And knight is also misplaced now. Yeah, they're just playing for time, that's the problem, and I'm just slow. I forgot how chess.com works. Okay. They get to losing position after the opening and they just play for time. 3,000. This player is rated 3,000. Then I want a rematch against them. That endgame was all but winning. That endgame was all but winning. g4, I'll still go h6 so that after rook g1 I can transpose to this and hopefully win in a similar way to that last game. Queen d2, gonna go b5, e3, queen a5, trying to go b4, knight e4. Bishop d3 they usually do, now you go rook b8. All of this is covered in the course, then they go h4. You go b4 if I remember correctly. They go somewhere, then you go here. after d5 you go knight d5, if d5 then you go c4. I already had one game here on the European Blitz where I won easily against an IM rated about I don't know how much, 2450. But the position itself is now I think slightly preferable for black already. You can go bishop e6, c4, and cause really a lot of damage. Okay, g5, then you take, try to go here. Bishop takes. First of all, what's with c4? And probably I should not even consider it, but just play it like this. Now you go c4, hit the bishop, then you go c3. So it's completely lost for white. Like a2, rook b1, anything wins. Huge disaster out of the opening. So what, knight e4, knight g7. So I have to take this one. I will not shed any tears because of that. Now do we go a2 or knight e4? Knight e4, there is queen d3. Yeah, I don't see it. a2, rook b1 next. Knight e4 I can play later on whenever I want. And what's the point? Like, queen b5 or what? Okay, some trickery still exists apparently. In that case, I'll admit my mistake and go back, threaten here. Now I might lose this pawn, which was the asset of my position. Can't believe what I'm doing today in these games. Like, instead of winning a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, there is something like there's something not fair with this. You get a position, you get this kind of a position. I should just have castled immediately, and then after takes, there is still rook d8. Like, I just want, after this game, I honestly just want to get to. I honestly just want to get to 2800 and end with this because. $2,800 and end with this part, and then some other day do the rest because yeah, they don't know theory. They play badly strategically and then they win. And it doesn't matter if you outplay them. It only matters. Only the final result is what always matters. And yeah. Okay. At least I remembered why I don't like online chess, or to be more honest, why I hate it. It just brings so much negative emotions for no reason. Just, I'll be very glad when the speedrun is over, honestly. It's been getting to me. It's been getting to me after all of these episodes. No, I just want to attack here. Yeah, I know it's enjoyable for you, but like, I guess the main point is the main point of all of this is that you learn this new D6 lines and that you can use them while in your own games. And I think that I'm doing a decent job teaching you all of those, because like, even those games I lose, I'm still winning out of the opening very easily. Um, like, after 10 moves, the position is dead lost for my opponents very often, no matter if they're grandmasters or what their title is. I guess there is a point to it, but let's go here. G5. Okay. Isn't it normal that you cannot always convert your advantage? Maybe it is, but it shouldn't be. This winning, this kind of a winning position, there's a difference between a better position and something that's completely winning. And this one was the latter. Okay, I should not do anything too stupid. I should just convert this the easiest possible way and continue. Not f5. Okay, let's go king sour first. Queen belongs there and not here. It's exceptional. Okay, I mean, the score is nice, but it's not like anything too ideal or something. Anyway, queen f4. I want to go queen e4, bishop e4, and I calculated to move knight e8 here, which hits everything basically, and I can just choose what to take. But the rook seems like the fairest option. This was relatively easy, but my opponent blundered the d6 pawn. Let's try to win this and get to those 2800. Also, I've been doing this for a really long time now, for 2 weeks. I've been doing this almost every day, streaming. But yeah, now the wild part comes. Now the wild part comes where they actually played these best lines, and you have to give your best. Yeah, that one was nice. Okay, bishop a2. Now, as I've played in the Croatian Cup already against GM Brkic, knight c6 is the plan here. It looks quite dumb, but the point is to put the knight on b4 and then follow up with c5. And the c5 and then bishop e6. And if they go here, on f5 you take and go d5, and otherwise you play bishop e6 you get rid of this strong bishop, and you have some nice center control here. Also in the very similar to this is in the course, the model game between Jordan van Forest and Morozov, I think, and I am from Moldova. I think this was the exact position that those two had. How do I deal with this now? Is it 7? Looks normal to bring the rook here. Basically, this knight is very strong, and the pawn is backwards, and that compensates for your structural, like, for your worst structure. That's the point of this line. I think it's very playable. I don't think there's an advantage for white in this one. And I'm not sure about that last move because I allowed knight e4. Then c3 may come. Okay, I'll go knight f4. What can I do? I have to follow up with my plan. Now I also have knight e2 if needed. With queen c6, the piece activity looks like it's getting me somewhere, honestly. Also, my opponent needs to think about knight h3, knight f3s. Huh. What's the best move? I wish I knew that. And this looks logical to hit the knight and then also hide this. And if this I planned to go here actually. Because now I still want to take this. I want to double the rook as well. Queen d5 is also, because knight e5 is now a threat, so maybe I should go here. Bishop f4, knight f4. It's probably going to happen, but still I'll take over the file. And the dark squared weaknesses around my opponent's king can also prove vital. Yeah, you're completely right. When you lose, it's a disaster. When you win, it's normal. That's not only in online chess, but very often in chess itself if you're a professional player. But okay, you need to work on that very often. Yeah, there are natural and fast wins. Okay, Adrian, we'll do that. So about the goal and way to achieve it, yeah, good habits you should always keep. Okay, we're at 2800. Like, this line is supposed to be quite good. Quite good because you get really a lot of piece activity. Let me just see. Queen c6 first was correct, because then after knight d5 there will be no more knight d4. And here knight b5. That's a hard move. Queen c6, rook d3. So yeah, f3, queen d5. That was an important move because knight e5 was hanging. And my opponent forgot about the knight, but I actually wanted to go here. And I would blunder knight b2 maybe. But after queen h5, black is still better because of the weak king and the strong knight on f4. This bishop would be better placed here, but yeah, what to do. Anyway, this line is definitely something that's a big part of the course, and I enjoy playing it quite a lot. Yeah, Blitz is fair, the misery is cumulative. That's so true. Alright, 2800. I mean, I could go for 2850, but I don't know. No, I'm not gonna do that. I will take some rest. It's time to take a rest. We're at 2800 now. Let me just see if the win counter is correct. 321, 36 games, 15, 25. Where can I see the stats? Blitz. Ten drawn, 18 lost, and then wins are 257, not counting those 36 which were needed before the speedrun by chess.com. Okay. Hello to Transient Chess. Yeah, I've done my job for today. 2850, please. No, not today. Not today. Tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Next week. Tomorrow I'm going for Hungarian League to play over the board. Who are we going to raid? Let's raid Lile Koridze. She has also been on the stream here a couple of times. Yeah, I think it's very tempting to go d6. They don't study it, they don't know it, you can get winning positions very easily. Okay, thanks everyone for being here, and this part, there will be no streams in the next 3 days, but next week on Monday we will continue on our way to 3000. So yeah, have a great evening and see you, bye bye.